So 34 through 38, we're almost done here, are finding a missing side or finding a missing angle, and you need to set up the equation yourself. So I will do one example where we're finding the missing side, and then I'll do one example where we're finding a missing angle. So first, let's start off with a finding the missing angle. Let's do number 36. Okay, so first of all, let's label the sides, okay? So our opposite side is across from the angle we're trying to find, which is the x. Right here, that's going to be the opposite side. The hypotenuse is across from the right angle. That means 27 is our 27 is our hypotenuse. Wow, just mouth stutter right there, okay? And that means my last side, 15, is going to be the adjacent. I always look for my opposite side, then my hypotenuse, and then my whatever's left over is the adjacent. That's just how I like to think about it. Okay, next, what two sides are we given? We're given the adjacent side, and we're given the hypotenuse. Which function? Let's write SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. Which side uses the adjacent and the hypotenuse? That would be ka, so we're using cosine. My equation then is going to be cosine of x, we don't know what it is, equals adjacent, 15, over hypotenuse, 27. It does matter which order you put it in. It's adjacent over hypotenuse, not hypotenuse over adjacent. So that will change your answer, okay? Now from here, we need to take the inverse cosine of both sides to get the x by itself. So x is going to equal the inverse cosine of 15 over 27. Put that in your calculator. We're rounding to the 10th, so inverse of cosine. Ooh, laundry's done. Divided by 27. And it's going to be 56.3 degrees. And my calculator gave me 56.251, whatever. Look at this. 5, we're rounding to the tenths, right? What's the number after that? That's the 5. Is 5 or greater? Yes. Then we round up to 56.3. Alright, so my answer is 56.3 degrees. And let's do number 38, because that is what a lot of people seem to be confused on when finding a missing side. So there's two things to look for here, x and y. So let's just find one at a time, okay? First, I'm going to solve for x. So what do we want to do? Of course, we want to label our sides, as always. So hypotenuse is across from the right angle. That means x is going to be our hypotenuse. The opposite side is across from a 70-degree angle, which means 7.2 is our opposite, and that means adjacent is what y is. But we're looking for x right here, okay? So let's focus on the x. Now, which two sides are we dealing with? 7.2, they gave that to us, so opposite, and then we want to find x, so that's hypotenuse. Which function uses opposite and hypotenuse? That's going to be sine. So we're going to write sine of, what's our degree? 70 equals opposite, which is 7.2, over hypotenuse, which is x. Now you see x is on the bottom, right? So this is going to be a two-stepper. Sine of 70 equals 7.2 over x. First one, multiply both sides by x. Cancel this out, times x over here. That leaves me with x sine of 70 equals 7.2. Next, divide by sine of 70 to get my x alone. That means my answer now is going to be x equals 7.2 over sine of 70. You're going to put that in the calculator, 7.2 divided by sine of 70. You would get 7.66, which means you're going to round to 7.7. And that is your answer. Now let's say you want to find y though. You want to find y, okay? So let's first label our sides again, and let's write SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. You're going to have to memorize this for the test. So hypotenuse is going to be across from the right angle. That's over here, x. Now opposite side is across from 70 degrees. 7.2 is opposite side. That means adjacent is the y. Now remember, this time we're looking for y. So we're given the opposite still, but we're looking for the adjacent, which is y. Okay, now which function uses opposite and adjacent? That's going to be tangent. So our equation this time is going to be tangent of 70 equals opposite over adjacent, 7.2 over y. So once again, we can see that our variable's on the bottom, so we're going to have to do a two-stepper, 7.2 over y. First, we're going to multiply y on both sides times y. That's going to cancel out the y on the right side and leave me with y tangent of 70 equals 7.2. Then one more step, divide both sides by tangent of 70, so I can get my y by itself. Bam. And that means y equals 7.2 divided by tangent of 70. So put that in the calculator, and you should get 2.62, which is going to round to 2.6. Boom.